The new kid who wasn't supposed to exist. The first weird thing about the new kid, Leo, was that nobody remembered the school hiring a new student, not even the teachers. He just showed up one Monday morning, sitting in the back row like he'd been there all year. Everyone assumed he was just a quiet transfer, until we realized something odd. Leo knew everyone's name, everyone's schedule, everyone's secrets. He'd casually mention things he shouldn't know, like how Sarah failed her driver's test, or how Mr. Dalton cried after parent-teacher meetings. No one remembered telling him any of that. Whenever someone asked where he was from, he'd just smile and say, "Not far." But then on Wednesday, during roll call, our teacher froze. She was staring at Leo's name on the attendance sheet, because right next to it was a note written in red ink. "Do not allow this student into class." The weirdest part? It was written in her own handwriting, and she had no memory of writing it. By the end of the day, rumors started swirling. Some students claimed they'd seen Leo in places he couldn't possibly have been, like the library when he had science class, or standing outside the principal's office when we'd all seen him in math. I tried to confront him during lunch. "Leo, seriously, what's going on? Where did you even come from?" He just shrugged, smiling that calm, unbothered smile. "Not far." He said again that I wasn't the only one noticing things. Sarah told me later she'd caught him staring at her while she slept at home. That couldn't be possible, right? No one could just know things like that. Then the nightmare started. Every night, I'd dream of the classroom. The fluorescent lights flickered and buzzed, the chairs lined up in perfect rows, and Leo was there, sitting in the back. But the blackboard wasn't normal. It had words scribbled in red, just like the note. "Do not allow this student into class." And then I'd wake up to find little things had changed in my room. A pencil on the floor that had been on my desk. A notebook open that I hadn't touched that I told a few friends, but most of them laughed it off, thinking I was overreacting. Then Thursday morning happened. When I walked into the classroom, the air felt wrong, heavy, cold, even though it was a warm fall morning. Mr. Dalton, our teacher, wasn't at the desk. The students were all seated, whispering nervously, staring toward the back of the room. And Leo wasn't there. I relaxed a little. Maybe it had all been in my head. But then the door creaked open, and in he walked. Calm, smiling, sitting in his usual spot at the back. That's when I noticed it. He wasn't alone. Shadows clung to the corners of the room, almost like dark silhouettes, moving in ways that weren't natural. Every eye in the class followed him, but nobody said anything. It was like he carried them with him. He opened his notebook slowly, and I swear the air itself seemed to bend around him. On the page were words written in perfect handwriting. My handwriting that I had never written them before. "Do not allow this student into class." I froze. My heart was pounding. Was this some kind of prank? Impossible. Then the lights flickered and went out. A voice echoed from the shadows. "He already knows who is weak." And Leo just smiled, looking directly at me. By the time the lights came back on, I tried to speak, to warn the others. But my voice caught in my throat. Leo's eyes were on me now. Calm, piercing, knowing that I realized that if I didn't do something, if I didn't figure out who or what Leo really was, we could all disappear, one by one, and no one would remember. Over the next few days, the school became a trap. I followed him, watched his every move. He appeared in the hallway when no one else was there. He sat outside the principal's office when the principal was in a completely different building. I started keeping a journal, writing down every little thing, every whisper, every glance. But even that didn't seem to help. Somehow, he always knew what I had written. Then Friday happened. I arrived early to the classroom, hoping to confront him when no one else was around. The door was slightly open, a thin sliver of light leaking out. I pushed it, and inside, the entire classroom had changed. The walls were covered in names, every student's name, written in the same red ink. At the front, in the center, was mine, and underneath it, "Do not allow this student into class." And there he was, standing in the middle of the room, calm, smiling, as if he'd been waiting just for me. That's when I realized. Leo wasn't just a student, that he was the rule, the one who decided who got to stay, and he knew I was next.